Hare Krishna, dear devotees, Dhanapranam, Jai Shri Prabhupada, Hari Bol to Ramchandra Prabhu and Ritesh Prabhu, the 2 hours today for leading the chanting. Like we were reading yesterday, Raja Rishis. So, like one is Raja, other is a Rishi. Hari Bol. Thank you so much. Let's continue with our Mangalacharan and then we'll continue with reading. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yutapada Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitam Sha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namane Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatadeshitarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shrivas Adi Gaura Bhakta Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna. Okay, the links to the prayer are in the chat. Anybody would like to sing our prayer, our bhajan, Vaishnava bhajan for this week? Jai Jai Jagannath Sachiranandana. Okay, I will continue then. We'll try to sing in a different melody today. Jaya Jaya Jagannath Sachiranandana Tribhuvana Korijar Charana Vandana Jaya Jaya Jagannath Sachiranandana Tribhuvana Korijar Charana Vandana Nilachale Shankachakra Gada Padmadhara Nadiyanagar Dandakamandalakara Keho Bole Purabete Ravana Badhila Golokera Vaibhav Leela Prakasha Gaurila Shri Radhar Bhave Ebe Gaura Avatar Hare Krishna Nama Gaura Gaurila Prachar Vasudeva Ghosh Bole Gauri Jod Hat Jai Gaura Say Krishna Say Jagannath Vasudeva Ghosh Bole Gauri Jod Hat Jai Gaura Say Krishna Say Jagannath Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Shri Vasudev Ghosh ki Jai. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Okay, anybody would like to read the translation?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. I can read.
Yes, please, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Translation. All glories to the dear son of Jagannath Mishra and Sachi Devi. All the three worlds offer prayers onto his lotus feet. In Nilchala, he holds the conch shell, disc, club, and lotus flower, while in the town of Nadia, he holds his sannyasi staff and water pot. It is said that in olden times, as Lord Ramachandra, he killed the demon Ravana. Then later, as Lord Krishna, he revealed the splendorously opulent pastimes of Goloka. It is he he has come, oh, from Vraja, he has come to Nadia, accepting the mood and luster of Sri Radha. He has come from Vraja to Nadia. He has come. Now, Lord Govinda, the cowherd boy, has come as Lord Garanga. He has come distributing the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Vasudev Ghosh says with folded hands, he who is Kaura is he who is Krishna, is he who is Jagannath. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Anything you want to share from this prayer?
Yes, Prabhuji. In fifth point, it's clearly said that Krishna is Lord Chaitanya and Jagannath itself, and there is no difference between like Krishna, Jagannath ji, Chaitanya, and clearly in fourth point, they are saying that Lord Chaitanya comes in the mood of Srimati Radharani. They both are Srimati Radharani, and Lord Krishna is Chaitanya, Lord Chaitanya itself, himself, and he's Krishna, he's Gauranga, he's Lord Govinda, and yes, he has come to distribute us the Mahamantra. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Yes, like you were saying, yes, Ye Gaura, say Krishna, say Jagannath, Ye Gaura, say Rama, Ram Bhagavan भी वही हैं, right? So he's Ramchandra also. So Gaurachandra, Ramachandra, Vrindavan Chandra, all the Chandras, all the like Kala, like we're saying Kala Chanji, Gora Chanji, Kala Chanji is Krishna, right? And Gaura Chanji is of course Lord Gaura. So Nitai Chanji is our Nityananda Prabhu. He's also like a moon. So all the Chandras are all here together. But yeah. Thank you so much. Okay, so let's continue with our reading of teachings of Lord Kapila Dev. So yesterday we are reading from chapter 7, where Lord Kapila Dev is very happy to hear the inquiries, the spiritual inquiries from his mother, Devhuti. And Prabhupada was saying that just as, like when a student, when a disciple is eager to hear the spiritual subjects, then that pleases the spiritual master very much, right? So we have to please our spiritual masters, we have to please Srila Prabhupada, and we should be very eager to hear the spiritual subjects, just like Devhuti. Mother Devhuti is very eager to hear from Kapila Dev. So that pleases the Guru Parampara. So what more can we do, right? Just very simple. Just be eager to hear. And again, like we said, whenever we chant also, be eager to hear. Not just chant mechanically, but be eager to hear attentively, right? So just by this simple process, this is the simplest, it's a trick, but it is a very simple trick. And by just attentively hearing whatever we are hearing, whether it's a Krishna Katha, whether it is the holy names of the Lord, this simple process of engaging our tongue and our ears in Shravanam and Kirtanam is a sure shot, lines on the rock solution to make spiritual advancement. So that should be the mood with which we do our services also. When we are engaged in services also, when we are not speaking, we should be engaged in remembrance of the Lord. Maybe we can continue chanting in our softly in our mouth, in our tongue, using our tongue. So with that, we can remove the coverings that we have. Prabhupada is saying we can never forget Krishna, or we can never be disconnected from Krishna. It is just that we are covered right now with the curtains of Maya. So by the simple process of chanting and attentive hearing, we can remove that covering and and that covering will, again, we cannot do it on our own, but by the mercy of the Lord, that covering will be removed slowly and gradually. Okay, so that's how Yoga Maya is working. Let's continue from here. There is yoga and there is Yoga Maya. Yoga Maya means forgetfulness. First of all, we have to understand what is the soul. At the present moment, people are in such darkness that they do not even understand the soul. Therefore, Bhagavad Gita, first of all, teaches what the soul is. Dehinosman yatha dehi kaumaram yavanam jara tatha dehantara prapter dhiras tatra namuyati. As the embodied soul continuously passes in this body from boyhood to youth to old age, the soul similarly passes into another body at death. The self-realized soul is not bewildered by such a change. The word Dehi means the proprietor of the body. We are thinking, I am this body, but actually this is not so. We are the proprietors of the body, and that is the real understanding of the self. We do not say, I am this finger or I am this hand. Rather, we say, this is my finger, this is my head, this is my leg, etc. Similarly, the same can be said about the entire body. This is my body. This means that I am the proprietor of this body. The body has been given by Maya, the material energy. Prakritihi kriyamanani gunai karmani sarvashaha ahankara vimuhdatma kartaham iti manyate. The bewildered spirit soul, under the influence of the three modes of material nature, thinks himself to be the doer of activities that are in actuality carried out by nature. Bhagavad Gita 3.27. The living entity receives different types of bodies according to karma. One living entity may receive a cat body, another a dog body, and so forth. Why are there so many different bodies? Why not one kind of body? The answer to this is also given in Bhagavad Gita 13.22. Karanam guna sangosya sadasad yoni janmasu. It is due to his association with the modes of material nature. Thus, he meets with good and evil among various species. Because the soul within the body associates with the three modes of material nature, goodness, passion, and ignorance, he receives different types of bodies. One doesn't have to aspire for his next body. One need only rest assured that it will be a different body. On the other hand, Krishna does not say what kind of body one will be awarded. That depends on qualification. If one associates with the mode of goodness, he is elevated to the higher planetary system. If he associates with the mode of passion, he remains here. And if one associates with the mode of ignorance and darkness, he goes down to lower life forms, animals, trees, plants. This is the proclamation of Sri Krishna in Bhagavad Gita 14.18. Urdhvam gachanti sattvastha madhye tishtanti rajasaha jaganya gunavrittistha adho gachanti tamasa. Those situated in the mode of goodness gradually go upward to the higher planets. Those in the mode of passion live on the earthly planets, and those in the mode of ignorance go down to the hellish worlds. There are 8.4 million species of life, and all of these arise from one's association with the modes of nature, karanam guna sangosya. And according to the body, one undergoes distress and happiness. One cannot expect a dog to enjoy the same happiness that a king or rich man enjoys. Whether one enjoys this or that happiness or suffers this or that distress, both distress and happiness are due to the material body. Yoga means transcending the distress or happiness of the material body. If we connect ourselves with Krishna through the Supreme Yoga, we can get rid of material happiness and distress arising from the body. Reconnecting with Krishna is called Bhakti Yoga, and Krishna comes to instruct us in this Supreme Yoga. In essence, he says, just revive your connection with me, you rascal. Give up all these manufactured yogas and religions and just surrender unto me. That is Krishna's instruction. And Krishna's representative, the incarnation or the Guru, says the same thing. Although Kapila Dev is an incarnation of Krishna, he acts as the representative of Krishna, the Guru. If we just accept the principle of surrender unto Krishna, we will become actually transcendental to so-called material happiness. We should not be captivated by material happiness or aggrieved by material distress. These are causes for bondage. Material happiness is not actual happiness. It is actually distress. We try to be happy by obtaining money, but money is not very easily obtained, and we have to undergo a great deal of distress to get it. However, we accept this distress with the hope of getting some false happiness. If we purify our senses, on the other hand, we can come to the spiritual platform. Real happiness lies in engaging our senses to satisfy the senses of Krishna. In this way, our senses are spiritualized, and this is called Adhyatmika Yoga or Bhakti Yoga. This is the yoga that Lord Kapil Dev is herein expounding. Hare Krishna. Let's continue chapter 8. Bhakti Yoga, the supreme yoga system. Text 14. Tam imam te pravakshyami yam avocham puranaghe rishinam shrotu kamanam yogam sarvanga naipunam. O most pious mother, I shall now explain unto you the ancient yoga system, which I explained formerly to the great sages. It is serviceable and practical in every way. The Lord does not manufacture a new system of yoga. Sometimes it is claimed that someone has become an incarnation of God and is expounding a new theological aspect of the absolute truth. But here we find that although Kapila Muni is the Lord himself and is capable of manufacturing a new doctrine for his mother, he nevertheless says, I shall just explain the ancient system that I once explained to the great sages because they were also anxious to hear about it. When we have a super excellent process already present in Vedic scriptures, there is no need to concoct a new system to mislead the innocent public. At present, it has become a fashion to reject the standard system and present something bogus in the name of a newly invented process of yoga. The supreme ancient system of yoga pertains to the soul. Presently, in America especially, Hatha Yoga is very popular. It appeals to fat ladies who go to the classes to reduce and keep their digestive systems regular. Many people are interested in this kind of gymnastic yoga, but real yoga is Adhyatmika. Adhyatmika means to awaken the soul to his proper position. The soul is Purusha, spirit, and his business is to reconnect his lost relationship with Krishna. Herein, Kapil Dev says that he previously delivered this yoga system to the great rishis, the great sages. This is the process of Shravana, hearing. One must be very eager to hear, for spiritual life begins with hearing. Atha Shri Krishna Namadi na bhavet grayam indriyai sevonmukhe jivvadav swayam eva spuratyadaha. Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu 1.2.234. It is thus stated in the Shastras that it is not possible to appreciate or understand Krishna with our blunt material senses. Krishna's name, form, qualities, pastimes, paraphernalia and abode are all part and parcel of Krishna. However, understanding Krishna begins with hearing and chanting his name. Then there is his form. Generally, for the neophyte, these items are essential: to hear his name and qualities and see and worship his form. That is Krishna's personal instruction. Manmana bhava madbhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru mami vaishyashi satyam te pratijani priyosime. Engage your mind always in thinking of me. Offer obeisances and worship me. Bhagavad Gita 9.34. Bhagavan Shri Krishna is present in the temple deity, and even if a child comes to offer his respects, he is counted as a devotee. A small child may not know anything, but simply by seeing the deity, chanting and dancing, he is benefited. Temples are meant to give everyone a chance to advance in Krishna consciousness one step at a time. Svalpam apyasya dharmasya trayate mahato bhayat. A little advancement on this path can protect one from the most dangerous type of fear. Bhagavad Gita 2.40. Even if we do a little on the path of bhakti, it goes to our account. For instance, if we deposit only $2 in a savings bank, it is kept in our account, and it will increase with interest. Similarly, if one performs even a little devotional service, it is not lost. One may come and join this Krishna consciousness movement, render some service, and after a while fall down. However, whatever service has been rendered is to one's permanent credit. That will never be lost. When one begins again, he begins at the point where he has left off. This is the instruction of Bhagavad Gita 6.41. Shachinam Srimatam Gehe Yoga Brashto Vijayate. The unsuccessful yogi is born into a family of righteous people or into a family of rich aristocracy. Thus, if one fails to perfect his bhakti yoga, he is given another chance in the next life. According to a Bengali poem, Shuchihaya Muchihaya Yadi Krishna Shuchihaya Muchihaya Yadi Krishna Taje Muchihaya Shuchihaya Yadi Krishna Bhaje. If one takes to Krishna consciousness, even if he is born in a family of a cobbler, Muchi, he becomes greater than a Brahmana, Shuchi. However, if one is born in a Brahmana family and gives up Krishna consciousness, he becomes a Muchi, a cobbler. Thus, the door of devotion is open to everyone, whoever he may be. Krishna himself says that regardless of one's position, if one takes shelter of him, one can approach the supreme destination. मां हि पार्थव्यपाश्रित्य येऽपि स्युः पापयोनयः स्त्रियो वैश्यस्तथा शूद्रास् तेऽपि यान्ति परां गतिम्. O son of Pratha, those who take shelter in me, though they be of lower birth, women, Vaishyas, merchants, as well as Shudras, workers, can approach the supreme destination. Bhagavad Gita 9.32. And Shukadeva Goswami says, Kirata Hunandara Pulinda Pulkasha Abhira Shumbha Yavanaksh Kasadaya Ye Cha Papa Yadapashraya Shuddhyanti Tasmai Prabhavishnave Namaha. Kirata, Huna, Andhra, Pulinda, Pulkasha, Abhira, Shumbha, Yavana, and the Khasa races, and even others who are addicted to sinful acts can be purified by taking shelter of the devotees of the Lord, due to His being the supreme power. I beg to offer my respectful obeisances unto Him. Srimad Bhagavatam 2.4.18. Krishna consciousness is so complete that it is all-embracing. Everyone has an occupational duty as a Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya or Shudra, but one does not have to give up his occupational duty to take to Krishna consciousness. And if one takes to Krishna consciousness but does not succeed, what has he lost? Even if he falls down, there is no loss. On the other hand, if a man perfectly performs his own duties, Swadharma, but is not Krishna conscious, what does he gain? There is actually no gain. Kapil Dev explains that once one takes to the path of Bhakti Yoga, one never actually falls down. Once begun, Bhakti Yoga continues. Even if one temporarily falls down, one is given another chance by taking birth in a good family, either in a wealthy family, a learned family, or a Brahmana family. If one executes his duties as a Brahmana, Vishnu will be very pleased. And if one executes his duties perfectly as a Kshatriya or a Shudra, Vishnu will also be very pleased. One does not have to change one's position. In Bhagavad Gita 18.46, Shri Krishna says that every man can become perfect by following his qualities of work. Yata pravrittir bhutanam yena sarvam idam tatam sakarmana tam abhyarchya siddhim vindati manavaha. By worship of the Lord, who is the source of all beings and who is all-pervading, man can, in the performance of his own duty, attain perfection. Thus, if one executes his duties as a perfect Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, or whatever, Vishnu will be pleased. The purpose of work is to please Vishnu. Unfortunately, people have forgotten this. Varnashrama Dharma, the Vedic system of society, is therefore very important in that it is meant to give human beings a chance to perfect their lives by pleasing Krishna. Unfortunately, the Varnashrama Dharma has been lost in this age. Therefore, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, just to give relief to the rotting, conditioned souls of this age of Kali Yuga, has given us the Mahamantra. Harir Nama, Harir Nama, Harir Nama Eva Kevalam, Kalau Nasteva Nasteva, Nasteva Gatir Anyatha. In this age of quarrel and hypocrisy, the only means of deliverance is chanting of the holy name of the Lord. There is no other way, there is no other way, there is no other way. Brihan Naradya Puran. Although we may try to revive the perfect Varnashrama system, it is not possible in this age. People are fallen, disturbed, and unfortunate. Prayenalpayusha sabhya kalav asmin yuge janaha manda sumanda matayo manda bhagya hi upadrutaha. O learned one, in this iron age of Kali, men have but short lives. They are quarrelsome, lazy, misguided, unlucky, and above all, always disturbed. Srimad Bhagavatam 1.1.10. In this age, there will be insufficient rainfall and food, and the government will plunder one's income by heavy taxation. All of these characteristics of Kali Yuga are described in the Srimad Bhagavatam. People will become so disgusted that they will suddenly leave their wife and children and go to the forest. How can the peaceful Varnashrama Dharma be revived when people are so harassed in this age? It is virtually impossible. Therefore, the system of Bhakti Yoga, the chanting of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, should be adopted. The whole aim of Bhakti Yoga is to satisfy Vishnu. Yagge Sankirtana Prayayi. Vishnu, Krishna, came himself as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to teach us the way of Sankirtana. Presently, it has become fashionable to manufacture a new system of religion. But Kapil Dev like Krishna, does not manufacture anything new. This system is not new, but very old. Pura. Krishna also says the same in the Bhagavad Gita 4.2. Evam parampara praptim imam rajarshyo vishu viduhu. The supreme science was thus received through the chain of disciplic succession, and the saintly kings understood it in that way. Thus, Krishna and Kapil Dev are not teaching anything new. They are simply repeating the same message because, in the course of time, the knowledge has been lost. Arjuna asks, "Why are you telling me? Why are you telling me? Why not another?" Sri Krishna answers, "Bhaktosi me sakha cheti." Because you are my devotee as well as my friend. Bhagavad Gita 4.3. Thus, without being a bhakta, a devotee of Krishna's, one cannot actually understand the science of Bhakti Yoga. Understanding the Bhagavad Gita means understanding Krishna. All this information is explained only in Bhakti Sampradaya, not in any other school. Therefore, Krishna says at the conclusion of Bhagavad Gita 18.55, Bhaktya mam abhijanati. If one actually wants to understand Krishna and one's relationship with him, one must take to this process of Bhakti Yoga. Bhakti Yoga, as explained by Lord Kapil Dev, is Sankhya Yoga. Lord Kapil Dev states here, Tam imam te pravakshyami yam avocham puranaghe. The word anaghe refers to one without sin. The word agha refers to past sins, and an means without. Therefore, one cannot understand Krishna consciousness unless he is free from sin. Yesham to anantagatam papam. One can stick to Krishna consciousness only when one is completely free from all sinful reactions. One may say, that will take some time. I cannot get free from sinful reactions overnight. However, Krishna says, no, this can be done immediately. Simply surrender unto me, and I will absolve you from all sin. Thus, by simply surrendering unto Krishna, our spiritual life begins. We have to understand that we receive different bodies due to our sinful reactions. Now we are given a chance to execute our duty in the human form. Bahunam janmanam ante. We have received this body through the evolutionary processes, and this human form is a great opportunity. Narottam Das Thakur sings, Hari Hari Vipale Janama Gavainu. My dear Lord Krishna, I have simply wasted my time. Why? Manushya Janama Paya Radha Krishna Nabhajiya Janiya Shuniya Visha Kainu. Because I have received the human form of life, which is meant for understanding Krishna, yet I have simply wasted my time by not taking advantage of this opportunity. I have done everything but worship Radha Krishna. Therefore, I have taken poison knowingly. When one takes poison knowingly, he commits suicide. And not taking advantage of the human form is something like that. If we do not understand Krishna in this life, we are knowingly taking poison. This material life is just like a blazing forest fire. Eating, sleeping, enjoying sex, and defending are the main material activities. When we are engaged simply in these things, our hearts are always burning as if we had taken poison. How can we be cured? Golokera prema dhana hari nama sankirtana ratina janmile kenitai. My dear Lord, you have given us this medicine of Harinam Sankirtan, the chanting of Hare Krishna. Unfortunately, I have no attraction for your holy names. It is also stated, Rajendra Nandanayai Shachi Sutta Hailo Sei Balaram Hailo Netai. Krishna has now come as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the son of Mother Shachi, and Balaram has come as Lord Nityananda. What is their business? They are delivering all kinds of sinful men simply by chanting Hare Krishna. And what is the evidence of this? The evidence is that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu delivered the sinful Jagai and Madai. At the present moment, everyone is like Jagai and Madai, for everyone is intoxicated and mad after sex. Now, by the grace of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, thousands of Jagais and Madais are being delivered. It is this active medicine, this Hare Krishna Mahamantra, that is doing it. It is the perfect yoga system. This process is not manufactured, and we have not concocted anything. Our business is simply to accept the words of Krishna as they are. Sri Krishna himself characterizes his devotee in this way. Okay, we'll pause here. Alright, yes, so very simple process, yet we make it very complicated. So, just chanting the Lord's names, holy names, and remembering the Lord. And all of this knowledge, as Prabhupada is saying, this is not new, it's not concocted. Our acharyas are just repeating in the parampara, evam parampara praptam. So, it's just kind of repeating the word just as parrot repeats, right? So like that we are also have to just understand this, follow, apply it in our own lives, and then repeat, right? sometimes we have tendency to just repeat without even applying, right? So again, it's fine, but people will be touched only, sometimes, like, once I was hearing a class by I think it was Gauranga Darshan Prabhu or Radheshyam Prabhu, I forget now, but yeah, they were saying that many times we have, as humans, we have a lot of intelligence and knowledge, and we try to give gyan, right? We give gyan to others, which is good. We are trying to help others. It's good, but when the same problem comes in our own lives, we forget that what we said to others, right? Or we forget to apply it in our own lives. So he was saying, I think it was Gauranga Darshan Prabhu, yes, he was saying that it's good to give knowledge to others, but first that knowledge has to be applied in our own lives, right? And when we have applied it in our own lives, and then when we speak, then that knowledge that we speak has much more potency, and people are really transformed by that knowledge, versus if we just speak without applying it in our own lives, right? So again, so that's the same message Prabhupada is giving here, that we have to hear attentively, apply these teachings in our own lives, and then yes, we can share just again and again, like Prabhupada says again, books are the basis, purity is the force, and preaching is the essence. So it starts with books. Books are the basis. We have to have a foundation, have this, books have the basis and have the purity, right? It's like BP, right? We should have our blood pressure. Our own blood pressure should be in control first of all, before we go everywhere else and give the essence to everybody. Without understanding it ourselves, without applying it in our own lives, we cannot share the essence. Then that essence is not potent, right? So yeah, we should have that. And also reading quote by my Guru Maharaj, I think yesterday only in the daily quote, he was mentioning how these scriptures, they're so powerful, so potent, because these are words of the Lord, and they are Leelas, pastimes of the Lord and His pure devotees. Srimad Bhagavatam, like he was saying, when he met so many doctors all over the world, and when he asked them, can you explain to me, how these small infants, the babies in the womb, grow, and how that cycle works. And he was saying none of the doctors in the whole world were able to explain anything about the development of the soul, or development of the body, or development of a baby fetus in the womb of the mother, right? But all of this is so nicely explained in Srimad Bhagavatam. And when doctors read that, they're just fascinated by the amount of detail that is there in our scriptures. So yeah, all the knowledge is there. Last night only when we were reading, we were discussing that all the knowledge is there in Srila Prabhupada's books, just that we need to carve out time to read them. Unfortunately, that is the disease of the modern society. As Prabhupada says, no time. Unfortunately, nobody has time. But again, time is there for everybody. We just have to know how to manage time. Right? If we prioritize Krishna, then Krishna prioritizes us. Right? So we have to prioritize these books of our acharyas, because when we hear, like we said again, when we hear these scriptures, when we read these scriptures, then that pleases our spiritual masters the most. And when they are pleased, then the Lord is pleased. Our only business is to be dasosmi, right? Dasanudas. So we are just trying to please our spiritual master and our Guru Parampara. Just by pleasing them, Krishna will be pleased. And one other story that's coming to mind is, as Prabhupada was talking about, the only cash, this is the only cash that we have, and this is the only thing that will carry forward with us. Another nice story that I think Radheshyam Prabhu was mentioning is, once there was this guy in Calcutta. Prabhupada gives this story, shares the story. This was in the early 1920s or 30s time frame, when there was plague in Calcutta. He was saying that Prabhupada says that there was this one guy. He used to work in some firm, and then he was laid off. He lost his job, and then he was just wandering on the street, and he had absolutely nothing left. So, but at that time, since there was plague, he found a dead rat on the street, and he took the dead rat and he gave to the municipality. I think whoever was giving those dead rats, they were getting like some 2 rupees at that time. So he got 2 rupees, And from that 2 rupees, he bought either some fruits or some nuts, something like that, and then he started selling. And then from the 2 rupees became 4 rupees. He got some profit, and after that, from 4 rupees, he made 6 rupees, 10 rupees, like that. It just kept on growing. And he was mentioning how today, in Calcutta, this person has 20 plus shops of grocery shops. He's one of the largest grocers in Calcutta. So again, with just nothing, basically being on the street, with simple thing, with just nothing in his pocket, he started with just 2 rupees. What did he become? He became the greatest grocer of all time in Calcutta, just by getting 2 rupees by giving a rat. So again, no matter where we are, like Prabhupada is saying, again, it doesn't matter, whatever we do, even if we take one name of the Lord, that is going into our bank balance. And just like this man materially became the largest grocer, we can become spiritually the largest, we can have the largest bank balance in our spiritual bank account just by chanting the holy names and just by remembering the Lord. And best way to remember the Lord is also to chant the holy name, because when we chant, then He's always there with us on our tongue and in our mind. So manmana bhava mad bhakto, always in our mind. So just remember the Lord as we are trying to do. So this last week we have been remembering the Lord by feeling the light of the sun and the moon. Prabhasmi Shashi Suryayo. Right, the shloka is 7.8 from Bhagavad Gita. Rasoham apsukanteya. We remembered the Lord by this taste of water and as the light of the sun and moon. And next he says, Pranava Sarva Vedeshu. So I am the syllable Om. I am Om in all the Vedic invocations, Vedic mantras. So this week maybe we can use this as our remembrance. And any mantras that we chant, like in the morning when we are taking our shower, for example, we can chant the purification mantra, Om apavitra pavitro va sarvavastam gotopiva. Right, so when we chant Om, we can remember the Lord's beautiful face and beautiful smile. As Prabhupada is saying, when we chant Lord's name, Lord is smiling at us. So we can remember that smiling face of the Lord when we say Om. So we can do that. Anyway, if you're chanting any mantras, like we can chant just simple Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya when we see the deities, or when we are reading any of the books, we can chant that one mantra, and then also the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. So again, there's a lot of mantras. Whatever we want to, whatever we feel inclined to or attracted to, we can chant. But whenever we chant Om, yes, we can remember the beautiful smiling face of the Lord, and then we can also tag it with the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. So yeah, the purification mantra, or even when we are applying tilak on our body, we say Om Keshvaya Namaha, right? So we can remember that way also. When we say Om there, we can remember the Lord. Or even the Om Purnamada Purnamidam, right? So there also we have Om, right? Or when we chant the prayers of our spiritual masters, we say Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Peshtaya Bhutale, right? Or Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya. So there are so many beautiful mantras which we anyway chant every day in our lives. So so yeah, when we chant those prayers, just remember that the Om is Shri Krishna. So remember Krishna's beautiful smiling face when you chant Om, and also add one more Hare Krishna Maha Mantra after that mantra. So that way we are continuously increasing our spiritual bank balance. So let that be our practice for this week. Okay, anything else anybody would like to say or share? Okay, who all do we have on the call today? Anybody? Nobody. All right, nobody. If nothing else, then I'll pause here for today. If not, and then yeah, we can discuss further about the remembrance as we go along the week. Thank you so much, dear devotees. वाञ्छकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. अनन्तकोटि वैष्णववृन्द की जय. जगन्नाथ प्रभुपाद की जय. Teachings of Lord Kapil Dev ki jai. Nitai Gaur Premanande. Hari Hari Bol.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Have a great day, everyone. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.